Welcome, one and all, back to the Kale Sales channel. Now, let's begin Halloween night with my opinion, one of the most darkest stop motion yet. The Sandman was released in 1991. I feel like how's about we end off October 31st with, my opinion, one of the most darkest of all. So it's one of the most disturbing stop motion short films with the most disturbing ending. This was also nominated for an Oscar back in 1993, yes. And the magnum opus is from the legendary Paul Berry. For the stop motion nerds, geeks that know about Mr. Berry, this is his first and only time directing. He would work on 3 of Henry Selick's directed movies: The Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, and Monkey Bone. And when you watched him, you can definitely sense Paul Berry's presence. That he is one of the clogs in the machine that keeps it running. You know, he made a difference for sure. He unfortunately passed away into his 40s, so I recommend celebrating his artwork. Now, the Sandman short, it's only like 9-10 minutes long, but possibly one of the most accurate interpretations of the Sandman from German oder Deutsch folklore. Now, it's also definitely the most disturbing. You know, when you think of Sandman, you probably think of either the Netflix show or, oh, it's Sandy from Rise of the Guardians. Nope, this is the actual, as close we get to a disturbing monster here. Now, the first portrayal of the Sandman was E.T.A. Hoffman's short story, Der Sandman, with 3 N's. It's from the 1800s, and Hoffman made Sandman into a monster that punished children who refused to sleep by... You know what, get to the ending if you want to skip this, but you know what, it's been 30 years, I'm going to say it. He plucks out their eyeballs and feeds them to his children, who nest on the dark side of the moon. There we go. So when the protagonist, who's a small little boy, is told about the Sandman by his mother, he's just traumatized. Kind of like what Paul Berry did to the children of 1990. With details of the Sandman's true nature and habits that diverge ghoulishly from the character as he is traditionally depicted on in folklore. And with this short, that portrays the Sandman exactly as Hoffman describes him to be. He stayed true to the details, for sure, from the short story. So, let's get right into it. This is The Sandman, 1991. Now we start off with this beautiful shot of the Crooked Moon. I think we're somewhere in... It's definitely somewhere in Germany. In a close shot of... Let's see, a little boy playing his little drum. Like... Rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum... And his grandmother, whatever, is been quilt there. A nice sign of the cuckoo clock too. There, I like that, especially with the crescent moon still there. You can definitely analyze the details of this. Look, like the clock there. Instead of a cuckoo, it is a death, which kind of foreshadows what is going to happen at the end. There, so you can give a little... To me, that's a kind of a nice little detail. And it's like, alright, time for bed. Let's, come on, let's get you tucked in. I'm sure you're going to say in the comments, too. But yes, the little boy does look like one of the kids from the Puffs Puffs commercials. Remember when you get runny nose? So I was surprised if one of them, the creative team worked on those commercials, And so, like, no, I don't want to go in. It's too scary. Oh, a little pat on the head and just shove him right into the room. You think it's been better, but nope. the boy has to go down up these stairs. Like, I'm sure this is the most relatable feeling. You know, you have to go all the way up these long stairs. I love these shots too of the dark room, especially up and high the stairs. Like, definitely Paul. I mean, why Henry Selick was interested in this guy. Like, it's vibes like this. You can definitely tell that of stop motion. You're like every single frame by frame by frame. And every time the little kid walks, it's like a little step. Ding, 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 ding. And especially the shot too of down the stairs. Like, that is actually fascinating. You know, he's trying to. How many times you had this dream? The more you try to get closer to your door, it zooms away from you. It's just once. Like, wait. So the little boy just anxious a bit. I don't know if his mom told him about the story of the Sandman already, but like, what kind of child's room is this? Did they have this back in the 1800s? I really don't know. And just think. Whenever he steps, it's like a piano, I believe. No. It's a triangle. It's one little triangle. Hear that? And so this is where the Sandman comes in. As you can tell, I feel like first off, his design on his head just pop up is just perfect. The way his head is shaped like it's like a crescent moon. His nose and chin looks like that. And you can say, sure, maybe the Sandman isn't real. It's just all in the boy's imagination because he has a big imaginative mind. So his mind's playing tricks on him. We all get that. Hell, even I do, you know? You could say I'm letting his imagination get the best of him. I mean, that's how we got, Tim Burton's short film Fitzen. It's just a boy playing tricks on him. But he'll go down the stairs, just like Marley's ghost. Here comes the Sandman. First off, look at this guy. His design's just creepy. You can tell there's only like 3 characters in this, and none of their mouths move. They definitely save some time and animation there. It makes like a scary version of Martin Short's Jack's Frost. Scary version of Martin's Jack Frost. And if you look closely, if you're like, wow, he has a lot of. Is he like half bird? Because his sleeves have a lot of feathers. And his vest. And you're right. Yes. It's payoff at the end. And there. And like I said before, his nose and chin are like, he's got that Jay Leno chin. And it's shaped like the crescent moon, kind of hinting that's where he's from. And what he, I guess, represents the dark side of. And a slick back that is obviously feathers. And he shuts the door, making big boom. Just kind of a warning that I'm coming. Here, ready or not. He even tells that one of the stairs makes a creak sound. Creaks it back and forth. It makes a big boom, warning the child, like, time to go to sleep, I'm coming. You better get there, kiddo. And just so malicious and everything. Here he is, going upstairs, and the boy is just anxious hearing. He thinks it's all in his head, and here is the Sandman. He's like, "Where are you, little boy?" Well, that sounded sinister, didn't it? Like, oh, and we get to see the boy's point of view, It's the little boy's point of view, like, oh, someone's coming through the door. Like, who could it be? Oh no, it's the Sandman. Oh, but no, it's just his mother, or grandmother, whatever. Just checking up on her little child, like, oh, it's okay, sweetie, I'm here. And just as she exits his room, closes the door. Right by the darkness, the Sandman rises out from the darkness and does his job right. Every time he tiptoes, there's like a little musical sound, like, oh my. Even his fingers make a like crackling sound, which is a nice little touch. He tiptoes and does what he does best. Make sure, just to get a rise out of this kid, to make sure that he's asleep. He's done this before. And the way he just twirls dance like it's his ritual something. I would be shocked if there was like a ballet or a ballet play of the Sandman. Probably is. He's just best is twirling, trying to get a rise out of the kid, trying to wake him up. I don't know if it's purposely or to make sure that he is fully asleep. Like, you know, the Sandman's a predator, I guess. Sandman is a predator that Chris Hansen needs to get. And when he does it, it's pretty bird-like, because the way his arms are like wings, it's pretty bird-like. So he gets ready, there's that tension there, tension building up, he looks the boy in the eyes, he wakes up, sees the Sandman, and then, just like that Sean Fader sim, he takes the eyes out of the little boy and gets him into this little bag. Like that one disturbing Fader sim cartoon. So the Sandman vanishes out the window into the dark. Where his home is on the dark side of the moon. And a creative touch right here with the moon. Nice little sparkles, like a Nightmare Before Christmas, huh? So, here's the payoff. Is he goes back to his home and feeds his children, which are just fucked up looking. One shot to his fucked up looking kids, and a big close up on the clouds, and him pulling slowly out the bag, and the house, and then we see the blood come out, the blood of the boy's eyes there, and the slow motion shot I purposely did of him taking the eyes out the boy and feeding him to his fucked up looking kids, and then the boy's empty eye sockets. Like, doesn't, and that's the end, and that is the Sandman. That's the end of the story. But how fucked up is that, right? It's crazy. And like that, I showed this to Mom, like, what the hell did you just see? What is this? Like, that's a horrible ending. It's German folklore. That's no excuse. And then we get the end credits here is the little boy wandered through the darkness. Now he's blind. And he's trying to find his way. And the traumatizing shot is he's not the only boy. There's so many other children whose eyes were taken out by the Sandman. Because I guess they didn't go to sleep. And so there you go. That is Paul Berry, the Sandman. Like, he definitely got that's as close we get to a dark version of the Sandman. And so I guess my advice. And so that's how I just want to end Halloween night. It's, just get around. I don't know if there was an easy source to find in the 90s. It's definitely nightmare fuel, for sure. So, are you an asshole parent? Do you like to scare your kids and make sure to traumatize them before bed? Well, I recommend The Sandman 1991. Just traumatize your kids with this. If they don't go to bed, their eyes will get plugged out of their head, and they'll be fed to these ugly-looking Sandman bird babies. So there you go. That's my recommendation to you guys. And, well, happy Halloween!